Good morning, everyone. It's Miss Samriddhi Gautam, and today I am going to present this poem called Full Fathom 5 Thy Father Lies, written by William Shakespeare. And it is a song which is taken out from the one of the famous play of William.
Now again.
Fathom 5 Thy Father Lies is a song which is taken out from one of the famous play by William Shakespeare, The Tempest. And to know about the poem, the picture displayed in the screen is of William Shakespeare, the famous dramatist of all time. And William Shakespeare was an English playwright, poem, and actor, widely regarded as the greatest writer in English language and world's greatest dramatist. His writings include some 39 plays, 154 sonnets. Sonnets can generally be known as 14-line poems with a specific fixed type of rhythm and rhyme. And two long narrative poems. Narrative poems are those poems by which a kind of story can be formed, and a few other verses, some of uncertain authorship. At the age of 18, he married Annie Hathaway, with whom he had 3 children. Shakespeare produced most of his known works between 1589 and 1613. His early plays were primarily comedies and histories. Until about 1608, Shakespeare wrote many tragedies, among them Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, Othello, King Lear, and Macbeth. All are considered to be among the finest works in the English literature. So, okay, this is the poem which is presented in our book. And first of all, I would like to just read it thoroughly. Full fathom 5 thy father lies, of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes, nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his knell, hark, now hear them, ding dong bell. Okay, so before going into this poem, there are some certain words which we need to know, and they are full fathom 5. So full fathom 5 is generally a word used in English literature which is used to represent a measurement below the sea level, which is about 30 feet. And thigh is generally represented as your in English literature. And coral can generally be known as a hard substance that is formed on the top of the bones. Crystal-like colorful substance formed on the bones when it is present inside the marine atmosphere, inside the sea level. And dot is known as does or do. And sea change can simply be known as a striking transformation that is caused by the effect of sea. And sea nymphs are ancient mythological Greek goddesses, are known as sea nymphs. And bell can be known as the sound of bell which is rung in somebody's funeral. And hark is known as listen. So again, coming back to the poem says that full fathom thy father lies, which means that the around 30 meters below the sea level, your father is there. Your father lies down the sea level, and his bones, the bones of your father, are changed into coral. The shiny substances are formed on top of his bones, and his precious eyes are turned into pearls. Nothing of him that doth fade. He is the same as he was before, and nothing has changed in him, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Here it is said that the father which was before, after he died, nothing had changed in him, but he has become more precious than before. His bones are changed into coral. The picture shown here is of coral. Such type of structure is formed on top of his bone, which looks precious and beautiful, and his eyes are changed into pure pearl. That makes it more precious. So it is regarded as rich and strange. And sea nymphs hourly ring his nails. Sea nymphs are ancient Greek goddesses, as I already said, sea nymphs come after one each hour and ring funeral bells for him. Hark, now I hear them, ding dong bell. Hark is also used to say listen, listen, now I hear them, ding dong bell. To make it more clear, let's see this video. It is of one of the play where it is recited. Okay, so this is the way the song is recited in one of the play. And talking about the summary of the poem here, I have given it in a very simple language. You can screenshot it if needed. And Full Fathom Five Thy Father Lies is a song taken from Shakespeare's play. Here there is a character called Spirit Angel who sings this song to a prince of Naples whose name is Ferdinand. And the prince lost his father in a sea wind and is very sad to know that his father is no more with him. So he tries to give him sympathy by saying that your father has gone nowhere. He is inside the sea, 5 fathom 5 down below the sea, and he has turned more precious than he ever was. He says that the bones of his father have turned into coral and eyes into pearls. Sea nymphs respect him with death bell every hour. Generally, in when a person dies due to natural cases and due to natural disasters or any mm, natural causes, he is not given value or he is not worth it. But in this case, his father is dead, and the goddesses come every hour and ring the bell to him uh, as as a form of respect. And none of his parts have been wasted but changed into more valuable. Ariel pretends that he is listening to the ding dong sound of the bell. In this poem, death is shown as a meaningful change. Death is not an absolute end but only a process of transformation into another natural object. As we know, death is human nature, and the poem simply tries to explain that after death also we go nowhere but we get decay and we get decomposed inside the nature and become a part of the nature. The main idea of the song is that the man who is the part of the nature transforms into other natural objects after death. The body of Ferdinand's father has been changed into something more valuable and strange. His bones have changed into corals and eyes into pearls. Even his father is respected by nymphs by ringing the bell. So this is the general idea of the poem, where the a character Ariel gives sympathy to the prince by saying that his father is not dead, he has turned more precious and is respected and warmly welcomed into the heaven. So this is the mostly asked question about the poem, and it is very important to poetic devices used in the poem. So poetic devices can generally be known as those words which are used in the poem to give it complete meaning and rhythm. And there are many types of poetic devices, but only three types of them are explained given in this uh, poem or song, and they are alliteration. Alliteration can simply be known as the repetition of initial sound of the word many times in a sentence. For example, we can see full fathom 5 thy father lies. Here the f word is repeated 4 times. And another example, we can take seven sisters slept soundly on the sand. I think you are clear that s letter is repeated 5 times here. Here, the F sound is repeated 4 times and S sound 5 times in the respective sentence. So, such type of sentence is known as alliteration. And the second one is onomatopoeia, and it is the way of expressing on the object by imitating its sound instead of naming the object. Whenever we have to explain about something, we do not directly name them but imitate it. For example, if we have to talk about cat, then we just say meow, and if we have to talk about bell, we say ding dong. So that is known as onomatopoeia. And assonance is the process of making a vowel sound long and nasal to create a special effect and to maintain the poetic matter. For example, ding dong. The word ding dong is not said as ding dong. Not said so normally. We often say it as ding dong. We create that long nasal effect, and such type of sentence is known as assonance. So I prepared this much about this lesson. Hope you understood it.
The poem that we are about to study today is written by a great writer, William Shakespeare. He was born in 26th April 1564 in England, and he died in 23rd April 1616 in England itself. His famous works include Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, Midsummer Night's Dream, As You Like It, King Lear, Hamlet, and other list that is not here. The genres of his work are mainly romance, comedies, history, and tragedy. Though it has been found he includes comedy tragedy in the same story. Shakespeare's work has made a lasting impression on later theatre and literature. In particular, he expanded the dramatic potential of characterization, plot, language, and genre. An English playwright, poet, and actor, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and world's greatest dramatist, is also known as the national poet of England. Okay, now let's come to the chapter. Full fathom five thy father lies. Full fathom five thy father lies. Of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his nail. Ding dong, hark! Now I hear them. Ding dong bell. Samriddhi has already listed out all of the word meanings, but again, I'd like to do the same thing. Fathom is a unit of length equal to 6 feet, chiefly used in reference to the depth of water. So the poem says, full fathom, five, thy father lies. So it means that ओसनको तल 6 फिट तल चाहिँ तिम्रो फादरको डेड बडी छ भनेर भन्न खोजेको हो त्यो फादम वर्ड युज गरेर दाई भनेको यर हो सेक्सपियरको वर्कमा दाई दो भन्ने वर्ड्सहरू हुन्छ जस्तै यो यरलाई चाहिँ दाई दो भनेर युज गर्छ a coral, a hard stony substance secreted by certain marine ciliates as an external skeleton, typically forming large reefs in warm seas. Doth, अब यहाँ doth भन्ने नै word use भएको छ. Nothing of him that doth fade भनेको doth चाहिँ third person मा use गरेको हो. Do को do verb लाई use गरेको. Nothing of him that does fade भन्न खोजेको हो. Nymphs भनेको चाहिँ a mythological spirit of nature imagined as a beautiful maiden inhabiting rivers, woods, or other location. Nymphs चाहिँ mythological character हो. अब रियलमा एक्जिस्ट गर्छ गर्दैन थाहा छैन तर युनिकर्न जस्तै क्यारेक्टर एउटा. अनि निम्फ भन्ने बित्तिकै चाहिँ एकदमै नै एक्सट्रिमली अट्र्याक्टिभ नेपालीमा भन्नुपर्दा अप्सरा जस्तै त्यसरी डिफाइन गरेको क्यारेक्टर हो. नेल भनेको चाहिँ द साउन्ड अफ अ बेल तर त्यो मन्दिरमा बज्ने नर्मल बेल होइन कि स्पेसली वेन रङ सोलमली फर अ डेथ अफ फ्युनरल. नेपालमा उसमा के अरे क्रियाको लास्टको त्यो के अरे क्रिमेसन गर्दाखेरि जुन शङ्ख बजाइन्छ नि जुन साउन्ड शङ्ख सुन्ने बित्तिकै वी नो कसैको डेथ भएको छ त्यस्तै कुनै एउटा कल्चरमा चाहिँ बेल बज्नु चाहिँ डेथको साइन हो. अनि हार्क भनेको लिसन हो. जस्तै हार्क the teacher is singing or hark he is ringing he is knocking the door. Hark भनेको चाहिँ listen भन्ने उसमा युज हुन्छ listen भन्ने कन्टेक्स्टमा. Now खोइ मेरो स्लाइड नै गएन
Try. Nice collection. Okay.
This is the general interpretation of the poem, the surface level. The poem is extracted from the play The Tempest. Its original context during a storm and shipwreck is the drowning in water about 5 fathoms deep of the father of the character to whom the lines are addressed. Ferdinand, Prince of Naples, find himself departed from his fellow people of his kingdom and his father, Alonso, the King of Naples, in the bank of the sea. There he hears an Ariel singing the song, our poem. Hence, this poem is also called an Ariel's song. Ariel is telling Ferdinand that your father lies full 30 feet below the surface of the sea. His bones have been changed to a piece of coral. His eyes have been transformed into pearls. Every part of his body that was supposed to decay has been changed to something rich and strange, but something belonging to the sea or connected with it. The sea nymphs who live in the sea are ringing his deathbell every hour. Death is quite meaningful in this poem. No part of the dead body has decayed. They have been changed to something valuable. Coral are made of the bones, the eyes are changed to pearls. In this poem, Ding Dong is the example of onomatopoeia. It it imitates the sound of the bell and makes the readers feel that he is listening to the bell. So poemको लास्टतिर चाहिँ hark the bell is ringing ding dong भनेको हुन्छ नि त्यो ding dongले चाहिँ एउटा स्पेसल इफेक्ट क्रिएट गर्न खोजेको छ अनि यो पोएममा चाहिँ यो पोएमको ब्याकग्राउन्ड कन्टेक्स्ट चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि दो इट्स नट निडेड बट देन जो त्यो सिपमा भएको सबैजना मान्छेहरू चाहिँ दे हेभ एउटा एनिमी एउटा विच जस्तो विच पनि होइन एउटा ओल्ड वुमन जस्तो अनि त्यो जो जुन एरियल छ अर स्पिरिट छ त्यो चाहिँ त्यो वुमनले नै क्रिएट गरेको स्पिरिट हो होइन अनि सी ह्याड सेन्ड द्याट स्पिरिट त्यो ओसनमा वेभ्सहरू ल्याउन ओसनमा डिजास्टर कज गर्न त्यो चाहिँ एउटा सुपर पावरले नै जानी जानी कज गरेको सो द्याट सिप ब्रेक्स अनि त्यहाँ भएको उनीहरूको एनिमिज चाहिँ उसको एनिमिज चाहिँ दे हेभ टु सफर भनेर जानी जानी गरेको थियो अनि त्यो जुन हाम्रो स्पिरिट छ उसले गएर कन्सोल त गर्छ होइन तर होल यो गरेको काम यो कर्तुत नै उसको हो कन्सोल चाहिँ गरे पनि कन्सोल गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो होल पोएममा चाहिँ डेथको ब्युटी देखाउन खोजेको छ अब when someone is lamenting because he lost his loved ones त्यहाँ चाहिँ उसलाई कसरी कन्सोल गर्ने भन्दाखेरि अब डेथ इज इनेभिटेबल भनेर रुडली भन्दा पनि यो फादर हेज चेन्ज टु समथिङ ग्रेट हुन्छ नि अरू नर्मल मान्छेलाई क्रिमेट गरेको डिके गरेको जस्तो भएको छैन हि हेज बिन चेन्ज टु कोरल्स हि हेज बिन चेन्ज टु पर्ल्स त्यसरी कन्सोल गर्न खोजेको हुन्छ rhetorical devices has been used in this poem. It's onomatopoeia is the process of creating a word that phonetically imitates, resembles, or suggests the sound that it describes. Such a word itself is also called an onomatopoeia. Common onomatopoeias include animal noises such as oink, meow, roar, and chirp. In literature, अनि alliteration भन्ने पनि युज भएको छ यहाँ in literature alliteration is the conspicuous repetition of identical initial consonant sounds in successive or closely associated syllables within a group of words even those spelled differently as a method of linking words for effect alliteration is also called head rhyme or initial rhyme या मैले एक्जाम्पल चाहिँ लेखिन छु तर जुन हाम्रो टाइटलमै छ नि टाइटलमै छ फुल फ्यादम 5 दाई फादर लाइज यहाँ एफ 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 4चोटि युज भएको छ होइन सो नजिकै यसरी युज हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ एउटै कन्सोनेन्ट भएको इनिसियल कन्सोनेन्ट भएको साउन्ड नजिकै युज हुँदा चाहिँ त्यसलाई एलिटरेसन भनेर बुझ्न सकिन्छ टङ ट्विस्टर्सहरू पनि धेरै जस्तो एलिटरेसन नै हो जस्तै बेटी but the butter was bitter so बेटी but some better butter to make that bitter butter better अनि assonance is a resemblance in the sounds of words syllables either between their vowels or between their consonants however assonance between consonants is generally called assonance in American uses मैले assonance पनि राम्ररी बुझिनँ अनि नेसनल सङ र हार्ड टोन युज गरेको छ जस्तै लास्टको डिङ डङको एनजीलाई नेसनल सङ भनेको छ अनि डिङ डङको डीलाई चाहिँ हार्ड टोन भनेको छ होइन त्यो पनि आई डि नट अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड प्रपरली अनि अनि मैले चाहिँ के बुझेँ भन्दाखेरि यहाँ चाहिँ डेथ हेज बिन डिस्क्राइब एज अ ब्युटिफुल प्रोसेस इट सेज द्याट एनर्जी इज कन्जर्भ लाइक यो युनिभर्समा भएको इच एन्ड एभ्री एटम अब हाम्रो हाम्रो पेरिसेबल बडी चाहिँ जो डिके हुन्छ दो यो पोएममा चाहिँ डिके भएको छैन भनेको छ होइन तर डिके त्यो जुन हाम्रो शरीर हराएपछि चाहिँ केही न केही युजफुलमा नै चेन्ज हुन्छ एनर्जी नै हो सबै कस्मोसको एसेन्स एनर्जी इज चेन्ज फ्रम वान फर्म टु अनदर मैले यसरी बुझेँ एट फर्स्ट आई थट द्याट इट वाज स्टुपिड अफ द curriculum designer to just keep one poem from the whole play initially I thought that but then after reading and after going through the whole play I understood that this poem itself carries a huge meaning and the purpose of the chapter is not to get us deep into the play but then to get us known about the different rhetorical devices of the poem and the meaning of death I found this theme in the net the world confined within the ecosystem and from its effect circle can disappear. Rather, everything meets with change, may that be in the form of death or decay, or rich or strange, good or bad, positive or negative. Change is inevitable, a rule of this ecosystem, apart from repetition of the entities in various forms. Repetition of situation, form of spirit, life or death, just as ups and downs make sense in repetition of everything in the world of material and non-material. This reality of life is reflected in the poem, in the repetition of sounds, both consonant and vowels, repetition of the words, and so on. In this way, the poem is an example of a unique quality literature.
Wow, yes, thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So, thank you, dear.